welcome back. So today we're going to be battling some products as well as trying on some products. So for primer, now I have no idea if these are dupes or not. They just look really similar. The actual consistency and color of the product is completely different. But we have the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus face primer, and then we have the Smashbox Photo Finish face primer, foundation primer. They're both oil free, and I have not tried either of them. I'm going to go out to karaoke tonight. I know. And I'm going to have a super good time, and I'm going to be like hot and sweaty by the end because it's usually in a bar, and so it'll be a good test is what I'm saying. My 3 primers, well, now I've got 5 because I'm trying these out, so help. We are going to be testing out 2 different mascaras. So this is my tried and true one that I always use, which is the Maybelline Falsies Volume, and I love this. The Marc Jacobs one, I've actually not even opened this. I got it in a Sephora sample box. But I've never tried their mascara, and I do love this like hourglass brush. That is really cool. Oh, that kind of made it look like I have a little mustache going on right there. So we're gonna be trying on those. This is kind of different. I got this product in the mail the other day, and I'm very curious to try it. It's for the lips, but lips are really, really thin, very sensitive. So is your under eye. The purpose of this, it's a lip fix, and it's supposed to smooth out lip wrinkles, and it's supposed to lock your lipstick in place. Can you use this for your under eye? I have no idea. It might be a terrible idea, but we're going to give it a shot. So that is my other kind of like battle, so to speak. We're also going to try the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I want to eat this stuff. Like, it's literally got cocoa in it, and I opened it up and went, oh. They weren't just talking about the color milk chocolate, like, it legit smells like chocolate, like edible chocolate. Like, I want to eat it. And I'm stopping myself. We're also going to try Physicians Formula Highlighter. It's their translucent pearl. I have wanted to try this for a really long time. I did do swatches, so it's not 100% like pristine, but holy cow, this has so much shine to it, and when you put it in the sun, it's actually quite glittery. So you know, a night for karaoke is going to be perfect for this. We're also going to be trying, I'm just kind of all over the place. I'm not doing anything in order, by the way, which is the Steve Laurent Precision Tip eyeliner. For concealer, I am going to be using the Physicians Formula InstaReady Full Coverage. It comes with its own little sponge. I've talked about it before. I am going to try using a brush for the concealer. Normally this works just fine, or my fingers. Brushes don't tend to work great for me, but this is the little oval toothbrush type thing, so it's not artiste, but I'm wondering if, you know, even this type of brush, you know, how it would work. Okay, so I've got the e.l.f. Under Eye Sheer Setting Powder. I know that sounds really weird, like it's a powder just for your under eye, but it's e.l.f., so it's not like it is expensive. I think it was like $6, and they give you a ton, and you use like nothing. They give you a little brush with it too, but I tend to use my own brush with this, and I put just such a tiny amount, it's not even funny. So this is gonna last me forever. My foundation is going to be my typical Estee Lauder. Like I said, I'm not going to try out a new foundation because I figure the foundation should be the one thing that's consistent. If I try out a new foundation and it turns out, you know, that my makeup doesn't stay. Was it the foundation? Was it the primer? I don't know. So I'm going to keep this. Also, my finishing powder, the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, I'm going to be using that as well. We're also going to be using the e.l.f. blush palette. Whoop. And I've swatched it, but I haven't like actually used it on my face. So I'm very curious to see how that turns out. So I am trying out this new company. Well, it's not a new company, but it's new to me, called the Balm. And I loved their website. It's super, super retro, and I just love it. So I got some liquid lipsticks. You know what? It smells like Andes mints. That's what it is. That's why I'm getting like so hungry. As you see in the swatches, they are really pigmented. They're really, really beautiful. They dry quite matte, and as I was, wiping them off to actually like start the video, it took some scrubbing, and there's still a little bit of residue on there, and I didn't have them on there for very long. So I'll be really interested to see how long these actually last, if they last through like singing. I also got a custom eyeshadow palette, which is super cool. So you can choose, I say super a lot, don't I? And then here are the colors, and I have swatched. Here is the top line, here's the middle, and then here's the bottom. They're all pretty nice. The lighter ones do tend to be a little chalky, but they're all pretty pigmented. I think the really bright purple one is the only one that's not really, really pigmented, but if I just use that as an accent color, that shouldn't be an issue. So that I'm really excited about. That is what we're going to be putting on today. It's a lot, but it's how we roll. I'm going to put Wet n Wild on this side of my face and Smashbox on this side of my face. I hope I can remember that. The picture that I took, you can barely tell that there's anything on the palette. And yeah, that is very true, because it doesn't look like there is. But it's there. I don't know if you can see. I mean, it is on my hand, just not too much. So, all right, we're gonna put this everywhere. Always a really, really thin layer. No matter what primer you use, it always is a thin layer. So this is also supposed to, blur pores and stuff like that. We shall see. I'm gonna put this on my other hand because I don't want them to mix still. So yeah, this comes out totally white. The consistency is completely different. This almost feels like a lotion. Yeah, this feels like a lotion. All right, so that is both of those primers, and they definitely feel different. So the Wet n Wild feels much more like a lotion, whereas the Smashbox feels like a typical dimethicone primer. All right, so now I'm gonna do the eyes, and this one, I'm gonna bring my little trusty dusty mirror here, and we're gonna give this a try. So this is interesting because it's pretty thick. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty thick and goes a pretty long way. So, and that does kind of remind me of this. This is tinted, whereas this is white. We'll give it a shot. This might be a super bad idea. It might be brilliant. We don't know. I'm going to stop talking now so I can stop wrinkling up my eyes. I'm going to put both of these on, and then I'm going to let them dry, and then I will talk again. Okay. So I just realized as well that you guys are kind of far away. I should probably bring you a little closer, so we're gonna be friends. So just hang on one second, let me scooch in. Is that better? Okay, so I don't know how high def this thing is, but if it's high def enough, you can see my purple circles, you can see my wrinkles, you can see my pores, my couple little things. Now, if my concealer was lighter than my skin, like if I had accidentally bought the wrong color, I would normally put that on first. then I would put my foundation on, but this one's quite close to my skin, so it will blend better if you put it on after your foundation. Once we put concealer on, then we're going to set everything. Yeah, one side, with this side, I think I will use the sponge, because it's what I typically do. And then on the other side, I will use the little bitty toothbrush brush, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So the other side, we've got a little bit more of a challenge, actually. So got a little guy here. I have my big honkin' one right there. Pretty much those two, but man, that one is just mean. Okay, so, all right, I do not use brushes for concealer, so, oh, well, look at that. I'm stunned. I know, right? My cat's joining in. Well, sort of. He's just chilling on a pair of my jeans. Okay, I am pleasantly surprised. So let's see, because this is going to be a little more complicated. Under the eye. Alright, well, it definitely does not soak up near as much product as the sponge did, so I have a lot more to play with. I also put a little bit more on unintentionally, so there's that as well. But alright, so now this is going to be more difficult. This is going to be more difficult to like bring the concealer up to under the eye if I'm using a brush. I was a little worried when I put on these guys that between one of the two, my foundation was going to start sliding whenever I blended out the concealer for highlighting, and it didn't, and I am super stoked about that. Woohoo! But now I have highlighted this part of my nose, so I gotta. I think so far, I don't know the longevity of this, but I think for really dry, big red ones, this is awesome. So like this guy right here, gone. Whereas this one I used this morning, and I used it and it like showed like crazy. However, I think the sponge works better for ones like this, and I do think it works a little better under the eye, although this side does look a little bit dewier, which is weird, but the finish does tend to be a little bit different on here. So before this starts drying, I am going to set it, and we are going to set it with the Velvetizer, Urban Decay Velvetizer. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, my skin does feel really soft. Okay, shoot. It feels like really velvety, like legit right here feels like silk, like velvet. Dang it. Why? It's so expensive. Okay, we're gonna start with bronzer. This is the first time I've ever used this, and I am a little nervous. But it's not super pigmented. I just pat it, like, and you can like barely tell anything's there. So, all right, the places where the sun hits. So you want to do the cheeks. Like you want to do not like way up here, but you want to do like right over here with the cheeks. You want to do underneath because you want to cast a shadow and make your neck look longer and thinner. This is contouring, this is contouring. I think you want to do like right here on the side of your face, because if you think about it, like if you get a sunburn and it like starts peeling, it peels really bad, like right there. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. I've already dusted it off, so we're gonna start here and see what happens. Oh, okay. It's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. I'm just stalling. Okay, I'm gonna do just a little tiny bit to hollow out my cheeks just a little. Oh goodness. Okay. Alright, that I can deal with. I'm like so terrified that I'm gonna do like one thing wrong. It's gonna destroy it all. I'm sure none of you can relate to that. I'm gonna use this right here, because apparently this is the trick to make your lips look bigger. And I need all the help I can get. Do I have Angelina Jolie lips now? I think we can buff that out. Fingers crossed. If not, I'm gonna have a funky looking nose tonight. Oh, come on. You cannot not be even. That's not okay. I will not allow that. Okay, I really want to buff this out because I feel like my nose looks ridiculous. So we're gonna... Okay. That did actually help, I think. Look at that. My nose does have a little bit more definition right there, which is pretty cool. I mean, I've got a small nose anyway, but when I put the highlighter on, it was just like, whoo, hi, I'm your nose. All right, so we're gonna use the Wet n Wild brush that I used in the dollar store video because I like this. And what shade? I'm thinking, yeah, so what we're gonna use is we are gonna use this pink shade down here. I really like it, and it's nice and bright and fun. It actually like exactly matches the color that's on here. This was on here when I bought it, so you saw that, so I've got witnesses. But I liked the angle of the brush. I liked, you know, how it went, and we're just gonna do just the apple of the cheeks, just a little bit. There we go. Okay, yeah. For the, so now we're gonna move on to eyes. I am so excited to try this because these are custom colors that I chose. They had like 40 colors that you could choose from, something like that. And so these were all colors that I picked myself for what I think will look nice on my face. So I have this really beautiful gray color. So it's this one right here, and I really like it. So I think that is gonna be my base shade on top of the transition shade. I don't think I anticipated this much purple. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reach for my new obsession, which is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. Holy cow, this stuff is amazing. Can I tell you how amazing it is? So I'm gonna show you. So it comes off, it's pressed, so it comes off, and then it looks like this. I think this will actually work really nicely as a nice shimmery shade there. So I'm going to go for a darker, I'm going to go with this shimmery brown in the middle. I think it is a more, is this a crease? Yeah. I think this is more purpley, but I think it'll be balanced out by the brownish reddish color that I have from L'Oreal. Hey, sweetie. Hey, thank you. You have food, got water, cat box is clean. You have no wants. I have this really beautiful, like, peachy kind of color, and it's not matte, but it's pretty shimmery, like barely shimmery. So I'm gonna bring that here. It's not light enough to be right under my brow, but I want to kind of blend out the color here. Oh, I feel so pretty. I am a grown woman. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with this. Yeah, I think this is gonna work really nicely. I'm trying to see how it looks in the camera, and I mean, I think it looks fine. I think I might be missing some stuff though. So we are gonna try this guy first. Now it is a felt tip liner, which is great because that is what I prefer to use. I'm not a fan of liquid eyeliners. I'm not a fan of the creams and things like that, mainly because they just don't stay on my eye, but could also just be that I'm using the wrong brands. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. We're going to do a really easy wing. Easy wing. Easy wing. Oh, man. This is really hard. I don't know if it's the applicator, but this stuff is also drying very quickly. So it's not really giving me a lot of room for error. Bet it's great in the middle though. This is really hard. So frustrating. I feel like there's nothing left on here. I feel like there's no product. And so I feel like I'm just kind of like scraping it against my eye, which I know is a bit of an exaggeration, but not by that much. All right, now I'm gonna try and match my other eye with this. Wow, I have some serious cat eye stuff going on. It's not how it turned out. Fit of exasperation turned into this. So there you go. I don't like this at all. The thing is, if it felt like, you know, when you feel like you have a lot of product and you can kind of feel it being cold on your skin and everything, this didn't feel like it at all. This felt like I was taking a Sharpie that was almost out of ink and just like scraping it along my skin. It wasn't comfortable. I did not like this feeling at all. So I'm probably not going to use this again. Okay. That took forever. Let's do the falsies on this eye, because this is what I put Smashbox on. Now Marc Jacobs with its little hourglass figure thing. It's not bad. I do really like the applicator. This, you know, hourglass is really awesome. I thought I liked the other, you know, the one with the Maybelline, but I really do like this. Okay. All right. That's not bad at all. Let's try lower. Are you gonna get everywhere? Nope. Awesome. There's a little bit of a difference. Like this has a little bit, like it's a little thicker. But like lift and all of that, it's about the same. All right, second coat is on. I think that they look kind of similar. This one, with the Marc Jacobs, I think it may be a little thicker, but like it's also kind of clumpier. So I don't mind clumpy, but I don't know if it's like awesome. So whatever price this is, if it's more than like $8, it's probably not worth it, which sucks because I do like Marc Jacobs. Well, I like their one lipstick. That's amazing, and it's because of the shade and the fact that it wears and it is feather, like, anyway. Okay, so we'll do brows now. I was about to put this somewhere up here. Oh goodness. Okay, so I do not overline my lips, but I do go right on the edge there. So we have our beautiful choices here. Let's go with, I actually really was surprised at this first color. So it is a purpley color, but I was so surprised at how much I really, oh man, it smells so good. You guys, it's expensive, but dude, it's so good. I love this. This is so gorgeous. It feels It definitely feels like I have something on my skin. The mint like kind of tingles a little bit, but it doesn't like hurt or anything. Like it's not one of those plumpers or anything. It's just like a nice cooling sensation. I can still smell it. I'm guessing that's probably going to go away after a while. It feels like it's drying down pretty fast. See if I can get one without any. There's like the tiniest amount of transfer, and it like I just put it on, so this is gonna dry great. Yeah, so let me just fix my hair, get my going out shirt on, and I will be right back. All right, everyone. Well, this is my final look. I'm pretty happy with it. The shirt definitely makes the lip look a little bit like more of a reddish brown, but now that it's actually had time to dry, there's little to no stickiness. I can feel it on my lips, but I really don't feel that much. Yeah, there's no transfer at all. I am really impressed with this so far. The smell is kind of gone, but like maybe it's just, you know, in my head, but like I still smell it because it just smells so good. But it feels really nice on my lips. Sorry, my cats are fighting. But yeah, I really like this. I really hope it lasts. I want it to last so much because I just love the formula so much. But anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I hope that maybe you learned something, or, you know, maybe you just turned me on in the background and just, you know, listened while you're cleaning or whatever, and that's awesome too. I have done that so many times. So thanks again, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. It has been maybe a couple hours since I put the makeup on, and I'm trying to get a good angle, and there's not really a great one, but as of right now, both sides seem to be holding up pretty well. The mascara, I don't seem to have fallout on either side, and they both still look pretty good. The liner is holding. I would certainly hope that it would. And the lips are great. There's a little bit of wear, and it's because I ate something. So I'm gonna reapply, and we're gonna see how that looks. Other than that, everything looks pretty good. So that is that's my FU for now. I'll see you later. Bye. Good evening, everyone. Well, actually, good morning. It's time for the last FU of the day. The eyeliner is still looking all right. It did smudge a little bit, but not too bad. But again, the application was so difficult, I'm not going to use it again. Now the under eye, that is interesting. Yeah, the lip primer here, and we put the regular Urban Decay under here, and honestly, I could not tell the difference. The mascaras, because this one was the Marc Jacobs, and it could be that it just started to smudge, and then my regular Maybelline did just fine because I always expect it to. So that could have been it as well. But the lip primer I'm definitely going to use again and keep testing, because I love that idea of using that instead of the under eye primer. It's about the same price, but just the idea that I can use it for both is awesome. The lips are great. So you can see there's a little bit of the line there. I did end up reapplying, but just in the middle. And then I did do some blotting and to get some of the crusties off, because there are some crusties like in the center, like what happens with lipsticks, with liquid lipsticks a lot. You know, even when that happens, it doesn't taste bad because it's got that peppermint stuff. And I have kind of been like getting a whiff of it like all night, which is fantastic. So and it hasn't been feathering or anything, so huge thumbs up for me. I'm gonna wear this like every day until the samples are gone. I freaking love it so much. And I actually just realized that I didn't put any primer. Like, I put this regular primer just over my lid, but like I didn't put an eye primer over it. So look at that. That's a thing, and it's looking fantastic. Still like nice and shimmery and shiny. My eyeballs themselves not so much because it's really late and I'm very tired. The biggest thing that I noticed, the biggest difference that I noticed is in the primer, because the blush was the same on both sides, the foundation was the same on both sides, the finishing powder was the same on both sides. The only thing that was different really was the primer. It feels like regular skin, like slightly oily but not too bad. This one on the other hand feels like velvet. Like this actually feels like velvet. I'm stunned, to say the least, because I did not expect it to be this big of a difference. Like I can just feel my forehead on either side and you can tell a difference. Like that's pretty insane. I think that if you have a slightly oilier complexion, this might not be the best thing, because it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that friendly when your oils come through. I mean, I was singing and dancing and all that kind of stuff, so I was moving around a lot and I was sweating and all of that. So the fact that this one kept and this one did not is fascinating to me. But yeah, so those are my final thoughts. The primer, the Smashbox is just not for me. I will continue to use the Wet n Wild primer. Anyway, that's it for this check-in. And yeah, have an awesome night, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.